Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. We are now somehow in the month of June. We have made it all the way to Pride Month of 2024, and I have no idea where the time went. Not a clue. It disappeared. It's still March in my brain. But anyway, it's somehow Pride Month. And I don't know if this is going to be my first video of June, but regardless, this is my first Pride video, if you don't count all of my videos as Pride videos. And I thought that a nice way to start Pride Month was with something a bit different, something a bit more wholesome and something very gay, you know, obviously. And that is going to be reading your coming out stories. A few weeks ago, I got you all to email me your coming out stories that you wanted to share. And I thought that it'd be nice to sit down and just go through them together. So that is what we're going to do today. But before we do get into that, I would like to say a massive thank you to today's patron of the day, Isabella. I appreciate you and your support so much. So thank you so much for joining. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you are having a lovely Pride Month. And if anyone else would like to become a patron, go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the top link in the description. I appreciate it greatly. So I suppose before we get into the coming out stories, maybe I should share my own. I have made a whole video about my coming out before, but that was like 4 years ago. So I guess I should probably share. And my story, I guess, really is that I didn't come out really officially. This story sort of changes every time I tell it as I kind of like remember details and like think about it a bit more. But how I guess I like explicitly came out was just that I was at uni. I was 17. It was about like the middle end of the year, so like September-ish, I want to say. And I had recently gotten quite close with one of the girls in my class. We started spending a lot of time together. We went to parties together. She came over a lot and we would like cuddle on the couch, like with my family around, like my mom and my sister were there. We would like cuddle on the couch. We were like together all the time. We were like casually hooking up, but people didn't know that. Well, people did know that. But anyway, we were just kind of existing. And then one night I was like, I am going to tell my mom that me and her are a thing. Like, I'm gonna tell her that I have a crush on her. And I knew that it wasn't a big deal. Like, nothing mattered. My mom had always said, like, when you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever. Like, it didn't matter. I had no fear, nothing at all. This was more just me admitting that I had a crush on this girl, not even because she was a girl. So I went up to her room and I was like, Mom, I want to tell you something. I just want to talk about something. And she was like, okay, what is it? And I was like, well, I think that I have a crush on X. And she was like, yes, I figured that out. Is that all you want to say? And then I just went in and started crying about just like love and romance and relationships. And it was just, she was very confused as to why I was crying. I was very confused as to why I was crying. And then, yeah, that was kind of how it went. And then she just told everyone. She doesn't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal, so I didn't really care at all. But she went and she told my dad, she's like, by the way, Sav has a girlfriend. And then she told my like uncle and auntie who are homophobic, she's like, by the way, Sav has a girlfriend. She just went and told everyone. And I was like, okay, sure, why not? I wasn't hiding it from anyone at all. I don't really care at all what anyone thinks, but it was quite funny that she just went and just told everyone the next day. So that's my coming out story. I always say I didn't come out, and I didn't technically. It wasn't a big deal at all. That was it. It was just one night of me having a lot of emotions. And now we shall get on to your stories. I'm trans, masc, and bi questioning. At the beginning of the school year, I started a new school, and the very first day was a trip. The school is a Catholic school, which I think makes this somewhat funnier. I met my friends on this trip, and we stayed together mostly at lunch. I'll name them Amy and Alex for the sake of the story. I showed them both my sketchbook because Alex was also an artist. Amy really liked my drawings and complimented them. They were mostly women. After lunch, me and Amy went to take a picture because we were going to be in the same tutor group, kind of the equivalent to homeroom for Americans, I think. Told me, I wanted to tell you this because I got the vibe that you were, insert limp wrist here, so I'm bisexual. I was like, how did you know I was queer? And she said, your sketchbook is filled with hot women. I just got the feeling. So then after the trip and after school, we met up again and basically walked around for an hour with Alex. Okay, if I'm trans and Amy is, I was also curious about Alex. So I asked him, what flavor of gay are you? After laughing, I found out he's transmasc too. So yeah, that's just a goofy little story about how my queer friend group came to be. That's so funny. I love just like outing yourself due to just drawings of hot women in your sketchbook. That's fucking brilliant. I'm obsessed with that. Good for you. I'm glad that that worked out so well. And I am obsessed with how this happens with friend groups of like, you become friends with people not knowing that they're queer or even that you're queer necessarily. And then later on, turns out you're all queer. It's so funny. Like my friends from like intermediate school, my entire friend group, none of us were out at the time. None of us were queer at the time or even potentially aware that we were queer at the time. This is when we were 11 or 12. And then now it's been 12 years and like most of us weren't really friends much during the middle there. Like we stopped being friends when we were 12. And now all these years later, surprisingly, but not really, every single one of us is queer. And it's so funny. Even down to like all my friends from high school whom I didn't know they were queer. We had like a lesbian couple in our friend group and a couple other queer friends that I knew were queer. But then since then, I'm pretty sure it's like everyone except like maybe one or two people. And it was like a big group. It's a big group of people. And it's so funny how that happens. You don't know. But then turns out you all just gravitate towards each other completely unintentionally. It's fucking brilliant. I love it. Good for you. I'm happy that you found a little queer friend group. It's brilliant. I love it. So one day, my friends and I were at school and we were sat down eating lunch. Someone asked me, "What boy do you want to date?" And I said, "None." And then my whole table of friends also started coming out, like a huge table of people. Still friends with them to this day. Exactly, right? Like, you don't even know, but yet somehow you all know. It's like, it must be an aura or just this like, it's like a gaydar, but like not even intentionally. You're just drawn to it. You're like magnets. We're just magnets. And it's so funny how it happens. It's so fucking funny. It's truly the most beautiful thing ever. I am obsessed with it. I love it. I remember when I was like 11, 10, I don't know. I was sitting at the dining table with my family eating. I was picking at my food rather than eating, but still. Anyway, my parents were asking us how school went, which was kind of a normal conversation with them. I responded like how I normally would, and I finally told them, "Mom, Dad, I'm a lesbian." My sibling joined and said they were also queer. They were bisexual. And my mom just went, "I knew it. I actually expected Moxie, their sibling, to be a lesbian. Just know that I will support you." After that, my mum and I had a talk about sexuality and soon mistook me for my sibling and stated, "I'm so glad that you came out as bisexual, but we need to put in some boundaries." So soon I got confused about my sexuality, but it's all good now. I figured it out. I love, again, just the multiple people all coming out at one time. It's so fucking funny. It's brilliant. I love as well that it's like more people seem to just be, you know, in tune with their sexuality and open to thinking about it and figuring it out and sharing and expressing that. And I love that you have that with your sibling. I love that these other people have it with their friends. I love that we all have it. It's so good. It's so cute. I'm obsessed with it. Oh my God. Yesterday, I was like walking home from the fucking park and this man out on the street was like, "Oh my God, I love your colors," because, you know, I wear lots of colors. And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And he's like, "Sorry, but I'm gay all over." And I was just like, "Oh my God, me too." And then he was like, "Can I have a gay hug?" And then I gave him a hug. And it was just the most wholesome, lovely thing ever. This is like a 40-something-year-old man. And I don't know, it was fucking so cute. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. It was brilliant. Queer joy. We love to see it. We love to share it. We love to experience it. For some background, I was a teen when beaded bracelets were at their peak of popularity and my friend was really into making them. I love that they've made a comeback too. I've been wearing my beaded bracelets for ages. We fucking love beaded bracelets. Anyway, one Christmas, she made me some bracelets with some inside jokes, which I found hilarious being a junior high student. One of which being a bracelet which was rainbow and had simply one word on it: Gay. I love this bracelet so much and wore it daily after I received it from my friend. Well, one day after school, I was sitting in my room and my mom saw one of the bracelets sticking out and said, "Can I see what those say?" And I was shocked, but begrudgingly agreed because it would be suspicious to say no. Well, I was sweating bullets because I grew up Christian and my parents never really spoke about their views on the LGBTQI plus community. It was a very hush topic throughout my whole life for as long as I could remember, and I only really learned through school and later the internet. After seeing my gay bracelet, my mom said something along the lines of, "Oh, are you gay?" And I said, "Well, I'm pan." And she said, "Oh, okay." And that was it. I'm so glad I was accepted, and I think that's how most coming out stories should end. It's so sad and scary to me that kids can get kicked out of their homes or even worse because they're gay. Anyways, happy Pride Month, guys. I hope you're all well and safe. I love coming out through bracelet. Unplanned, unintentional. Just wearing gay around your wrist for I don't know how long until this happened. And having like no one really notice, but clearly like I'm assuming your mom probably caught like a glance at it and was like, "Does that say what I think it does? Does that?" I'm gonna need to ask about that sometime. So potentially like, you know, your mom had sort of mulled it over and been like, "Okay, I'm expecting this conversation. This is a way to force it out and to have this conversation and get it all out there." And it worked out well and everyone was happy. And I love that you ended up being accepted despite having any fear prior to that. Having that fear just like disappear and being able to be yourself at home and around your family must have been so, so nice. And then you could proudly wear your gay bracelet anytime, as loud and proud as you like. And I love that for you. So now I'm a full level 20 non-binary pansexual menace, but I first came out as bisexual when I was like 12 years old. So one time we were in the car with my dad. He is one of those guys that always has the same aloof expressions, even saying the most dumb shit, but that you can't know if he's gonna say something good or bad until he says it. So I just go, "Hey dad, I'm bisexual." And he looks away from the streets, looks me dead in the eye and says, "Do you think I'm stupid or what? I knew you liked women before you did," and just keeps driving. It was scary for a sec, but really funny. I'm from Argentina, so I'll leave the original version so you have the original insult in Argentina. And then if anyone can understand that and the context to it, there it is for you. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I will butcher it, even though I really should because I am going to Argentina in a few months. But I fucking always find this shit so funny. I love, like, I know that everyone responds to this reaction differently. Like, some people really don't like being told, like, obviously, I know. Like, a lot of people don't respond very well to that. But then a lot of people do as well. And it can really help ease that tension. And so I love that this is something that you responded to so well. And that it was just such a nice, like, little moment of just being quite funny. Very quickly accepted. And just easing all tension immediately. And I'm happy for you, and I'm glad you had this fun, silly little moment with your dad looking you dead in the eyes. I love, "Do you think I'm stupid?" That's so fun. That's so funny. Back when I was first trying to come out to my mom at 13 years old, I told her that I was thinking I might be bisexual. I've since realized that I'm gay, but that's not the point. My mom was not happy about this and told me that I shouldn't be bisexual and that I shouldn't use Angelina Jolie as my example and should rather try emulate Anastasia. For context, I was both a huge Anastasia and Angelina Jolie fan at the time. And it is true that the reason I came out as bisexual was because Angelina Jolie was, at the time, the only celebrity I knew who openly talked about her bisexuality, and something about that resonated with little 13-year-old me. This was 15 years ago, so there weren't a lot of people who openly talked about not being straight, especially in the media. The thing that makes this retroactively immensely funny to me is that it turns out that Anastasia fandom is really queer. Like, if you go to a concert, you can't make a 90-degree turn without seeing a gay or lesbian couple or gender non-conforming person in the crowd. Also, I met my second girlfriend at an Anastasia concert, so joke's on you, mom. I love, being like, you shouldn't have Angelina Jolie as your role model. You should have Anastasia as your role model. That's so much less queer. Nope, you're right. Yeah, joke's on you. Like, I love that. I mean, yes, you should have Anastasia as your role model. That clearly would have made such a big difference to you being bisexual, right? Such a massive difference. Would have changed everything. Well, I hope that you are doing all right. I don't know if your mother ever came around, but you seem to be doing pretty okay, and I hope that is true. Whether you or not you have a good relationship with your mother or not, I guess isn't very relevant, really. At some point it stops being very relevant, does it? I hope you're doing whatever is best for you. and that you are queer and proud now. I, 20F, worked at a greenhouse since I was 16. It was my first job, and I'm so lucky that it's been an incredible experience. My manager there is an older woman in her 60s. She's a mom and a grandma, and while she does treat me like an adult and one of her employees, she does occasionally ask me those grandma questions. Things like, how is school? How are your friends? How do you like your classes? And most importantly, do you have a boyfriend yet? So one time when it was super slow and the two of us were talking, she asked again. I told her that yes, I have a crush on a guy, but it's complicated. And she didn't ask again. I was nervous to let her know I wasn't straight because I didn't know where she stood politically, because obviously we aren't talking about that at work. But she didn't ask again all summer, so I figured I was safe from the boyfriend question for now. Fast forward to September of that same year, we're out pulling pumpkins off of the truck, and she asks, so are you and that boy still complicated? I don't know what made me feel comfortable saying what I said next, but I told her that me and that girl have since been together for 2 months. It took her a few seconds to process what I said, but once she did, she was all smiles. And what she told me that day is something I'll remember always, and the reason I wanted to share. She said, that's wonderful. You were very brave for telling me. Thank you for telling me. I'm honored. You keep being yourself fully all your life. This life is too dang short to go around pretending to be someone you're not. Be who you want to be and be proud of who you want to be. That girl is now my girlfriend of almost 2 years, and my manager loves it when she comes by the greenhouse to say hi. It has been really wonderful to have an older person in my life be so open and non-judgmental. That's so beautiful and lovely. I'm so happy that you have that space and someone that you find comfort in. I don't know about the adults in other parts of your life, but to have that at your place of work and have someone who is just so comforting and lovely and just wants you to be happy is so beautiful. And having that be the place that you work as well, having somewhere that you work and feeling so comfortable and loved and accepted there is something that not very many people have, and so many more people need. And I'm so glad that you have that. And that is such a beautiful thing to say as well. So true too, right? It is such a cool and big thing to tell people and to share. It's so scary to be yourself sometimes. Being able to be yourself and share that with people, and that is an honor. To have someone confide in you, that is such a privilege and such a beautiful thing. And I'm so glad that she recognized that and that she's provided you with a safe place, and that now you are happy and in a relationship and also still working with this wonderful woman. And I'm very happy for you, and I'm very glad that everything has worked out so nicely for you in this area of your life. I came out as trans a little over 1.5 years ago in early August of 2022. Before that, something had felt off in my life for ages, but I just couldn't figure out what was wrong. Believe me, I tried everything. At the time, I'd been questioning my gender for a while. I had also recently switched from a very large vehicle to a very small one for the sake of convenience. And I kept hitting parking barriers because I was used to having to pull much further forward and also used to much better ground clearance. My trans housemate teased me mercilessly for this, and at one point they even asked me, how on earth are you this bad at parking? This was the only response I could come up with. You know that feeling when you feel out of place in your own body? This was followed by the swift realization that I had just described gender dysphoria. I started hormone therapy 2 weeks later. The rest of the story isn't all that interesting, but I still occasionally have a little chuckle at my own expense for face planting into being trans. I am absolutely obsessed with accidentally explaining gender dysphoria to explain why you can't park your car, and that being the moment you realize you're trans. That's truly so brilliant. That's glorious. I absolutely am obsessed with that. I love that for you. I'm glad that moment genuinely clicked, and then you made the decision immediately. You're like, oh my God, that explains so much. That explains so much. And I'm sure your trans housemate was fucking losing their mind over that too, because that's fucking hilarious. They were like, yeah, I do know that feeling actually. Fantastic. And I hope everything is going well for you now, and you are doing great, and you're feeling more comfortable and happy than you were before figuring it out. For some quick context here, I am a gay, asexual person, and I grew up in a rather homophobic household. For most of my senior year of high school, I worked a retail job. At the time of starting the job, I was questioning if I was asexual for several years. The job was fucking shit, but I had a good friend there who was openly a part of the LGBTQ plus community, and we became friends because of our enjoyment of K-pop. A few months into being friends with this person, I slowly came to the realization that I was asexual, and a few months after that, thanks to fanfiction, that I was also into girls. Being around them and their open gayness was really amazing for me. Just hearing them talk about their experience helped me feel more comfortable about myself, and I genuinely credit them a lot for my self-growth during this time. They were the first person I came out to. When I told them that I thought I was gay and also asexual, their response was happiness. "I'm so proud of you," was their first response. I will forever cherish that moment. Growing up the way I had made me so worried that anyone knew about me being queer would hate me. And while the fear is still there, having such a positive first experience helped me a lot. After and until we both quit our jobs, they were always so considerate of me and my preferences. It was so lovely, and to this day, I'm so grateful to have them in my life. It makes me so happy when people just like, even have just one person in their life that makes them feel accepted. Like, clearly growing up in an environment where you don't feel comfortable being yourself is so scary, and it must be so hard. And then finding someone that you relate to and knows will accept and respect and appreciate you and being able to share that with them is so powerful and so beautiful. And I also respect the absolute hell out of figuring out your sexuality through like K-pop and fan fiction. Like, that's truly beautiful, brilliant, the way that it should be. And I know it wasn't technically like through K-pop, but it was through a K-pop friend. And in general, the K-pop sphere is very queer in itself a lot of the time. So like, that's a nice place to be able to be open and like see other queer people existing and being queer, and figuring out that level of your queerness through fan fiction too is, I love that. I'm obsessed with that. I love that for you so much. And I'm so glad that you had someone here to relate to that experience and to be able to share that with, and that they're still in your life. And I hope that you have found a bigger community as well. Maybe that is through K-pop community, maybe that is elsewhere. Maybe you do just have like a small friend group, or even just this one person. I'm happy for you having anyone and just being able to live authentically, at least in parts of your life. And I hope that later on you're able to extend that out and just be yourself all the time without any fear there. And I hope that day comes for you sooner rather than later, but anytime that you're ready. And I hope that it goes well and that you have a lovely, lovely life and are proud and living to your absolute best. This was sort of a re-coming out because I had previously used the label bisexual before. In the 10th grade, my friend and I were sitting together in English, and I told them I was trans non-binary and wanted to use a new name and they/them pronouns. I also said that I was panromantic ace. They responded with, "You too?" And I was very confused and asked them what they meant. They said, "Well, I was going to tell this to the group, our friend group, as a whole tonight, but I'm non-binary and bisexual. I also want to use they/them pronouns and a different name." We came out to each other at the same time. Later that month, a few of our other friends also came out. It was sort of like that Spider-Man meme with all the Spider-Men pointing at each other, lol. I'm pretty sure everyone in our friend group is queer in some way. We did not know this beforehand since we have been friends since elementary or middle school. We are all graduating high school together this June. That's so sweet. Again, I fucking love groups of kids that come together completely not knowing they're queer at all, potentially not even knowing what that really means, never having really put any thought into it. And then as time goes on, you all slowly realize it and come out. And then you've got a whole group of queer people, and you're always a whole group of queer people, but now you're a whole group of queer people and everyone knows it, including yourselves. And it's so funny how that happens. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. It's hilarious. I am obsessed with it. And I love that this has worked out so well for you. And like coming out at the same time as your friend as well is peak. Fantastic. And now you get to graduate high school together. So congratulations on graduating high school, by the way. That's very cool. Very impressive. And in Pride Month too, your whole gay group of friends gets to graduate high school together in Pride Month. That's fantastic. What a way to fucking celebrate. I wish you the absolute best for that and for any endeavors that you take, whether you're going to like uni or getting a job or whatever, traveling for a year. I don't know. I wish you the absolute best on that. And I hope that you and your friends stay friends for a long time. And congratulations to you all. May you find many more gay friends in the future. Hi, my name is Sunny and I'm a non-binary asexual lesbian. I use they, she, it pronouns, and the first person I told all of this to was a person who had been my friend for 2 years at that point, 3 years now. I'll call him B, and they use he, they. B was my boyfriend at the time. For a while, I thought I was bisexual, and he thought he was pansexual and non-binary. We had a conversation about a year ago, and he came out to me as a trans man. I realized a couple hours later that I had lost interest, and I ended up confused before realizing, oh wait, I'm a lesbian. I didn't tell him until a week later when I broke up with them, and he realized he was gay about a month later. A year later, we're still as close as ever. We're best friends, and his parents see me as their other kid. We hang out whenever we can, and we talk online frequently when we can't. I don't regret coming out to them at all. That's so funny. I love both of you thinking you were like bi or pan, and then coming together and dating and being in a relationship, and then both of you realizing, hang on, wait, something's off. Something is wrong here. Something doesn't feel right. And so they're actually a man, and you realize you're not attracted to men, and then they realize, wait, I'm actually only attracted to men. That's so funny. That's brilliant. I love that you managed to stay friends, and I'm sure that this is a very funny topic and a conversation that comes up regularly. At least if it was me, it would come up regularly, because it's quite funny. But in like the most wholesome way. I'm very happy for you. I'm glad you both figured out your sexualities and your gender, and we're able to share that together and have this little moment and have that experience together, and you're still such good friends. And not only that, but your family as well. It's beautiful, and I'm happy for you, and I love that, and I hope that everything continues to go well, that you stay friends for a very, very long time, and I am very glad that you have each other. Okay, with that one, I think that I might actually end it here. I got so many emails, so I couldn't go through all of them. Again, I'm so sorry if you did not have your story shared here. Maybe I'll do another one sometime. Let me know if you would like that. There are more there. Maybe I'll ask for more submissions as well. We'll find out. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sharing and for trusting me with these stories. I very much enjoyed reading them, and I hope you all enjoyed listening as well. I hope that your Pride Month is off to a lovely, lovely start, and I hope that you are having a gay old day today and every other day. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to share your own stories in the comments if you like. We can have like a little coming out club down in the comments. We can all share our stories, have a conversation down there if you like. Yeah, a massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. I appreciate you so much. And a huge, huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Bobby, Josh, Mandy, Ikazel, Jessica, Eldo, Danielle, Elias, Chris, Samuel, Radsack, Mr. Noodle, Jonathan, and Bon Bon. I love and appreciate you so, so much. Thank you so much for your support. If anyone else would like to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/savvycat, click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos a day early, as well as podcasts a week early. And then for £3 and up, you get things such as outtakes, bonus mini podcasts, live streams, vlogs, and more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes.